everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I made a video, so I'm super excited. Life has just been very busy, but I'm going to try to get to those monthly videos again because it brings me so much joy. Today, we are going to do a video because it is just about time. Today, I'm going to talk about my Fable book club, plus the ranking the books I've read throughout the year so far in 2024. Let's take a minute for my cutesy phone case. I will add her. She has the best bookish art ever. My Fable book club is called Ultimate Thriller Girlies Book Club. My Fable book club is called Thriller Book Girlies, the ultimate thriller book club that we all want and need in our life. So basically what we do is, Fable is amazing because it is like a book club, but we can be wherever, whoever. Like we don't need to meet in person. This is all on the app and it's amazing. I don't have to like grab a snack and go meet with my book club, which I love to do, but like to getting to interact with people from other places and just talk about books that you have similar interests on, because in this group chat we're all thriller girlies. So you have like a club lobby where you all discuss the ins and outs, like hey guys, welcome, whatever. That's also where we do the voting on the next book, which I usually pick just based on like books I'm interested in, because I'm assuming if you're joining my book club that you have similar interests to me and you like my recs. So then there's a kickoff and then each chapter. So for example, this month we're reading Good Bad Girl, and like each chapter you can like discuss in them. I don't know if you can see this, but you can like, I'm on the chapter called whatever, chapter 1. I can click in there and be like, oh my god, you guys, what do you guys think about this? This is crazy. Our last month we actually popped off. We read We Used to Live Here, which is a really trendy, popular book right now in the book world, but we were always like, what do you guys think this means? Like, it was so much fun. And then at the end you can kind of do like a little reflection ranking system and see what everyone thought ultimately. So it's super fun. It's super fun to interact with others, and I would love if you would join. I will link it below. But my Fable book club, I'm going to rank all the books I've read this year so far. There's books on here where I'm like, I read that book in a day. Was it good? It was fun. Am I gonna remember it in a year? No, but it was just so fast paced. So it got me out of reading slump. So could be a 4-star. Would I read it again? No. So maybe it's a 3. I don't know. I have trouble with it. But you know what? I'm just gonna go off of how I feel right now, looking back on all the books I've read throughout the year, regardless of what I rated them. I've read 64 books this year so far, and I'm gonna rank them starting at my least favorite book all the way to my favorite book of the year so far. So let's get started. Enough yapping. Number 64, The Bottom of the Barrel. The worst book I have read this year. 1 star. Rouge. This is like my sister's favorite book. She's like, it gives you like makeup, YouTube like vibes, or like skincare vibes, like the whole skincare fiasco in like 2020, whatever. She's like, it gives you that vibe, like whatever. So I'm like, oh my god. And then all of a sudden she's dancing around in these red magical shoes. I'm like, are we on the Wizard of Oz? I'm so confused. So that book I just did not understand. I didn't get the same thing that a lot of other people got while reading it. So that's my last place book, Rouge. Number 63 is The Block Party. I read that for a book club. I had a feeling, you just know some domestic thrillers are gonna be like meh just by reading about it. It's just like, oh, another whodunit. So that was The Block Party for me. Number 62 is The Chain. I have high hopes. I had high hopes for this author because my one friend in the book world, the book was better, Kayla, she loved The Island, which she's like, I wish you would have started with that one, because like right now I'm like, I don't want to give this author a chance again. But don't judge an author based on one book. Like I have favorite authors where I'm like, if I would have read that book first, I probably would not be such a fan. 61, Notes on an Execution. This book sounds amazing, but I hated every character. I found it so boring. I'm like, I should have DNF'd it. I don't know. It wasn't until a few months in where I'm like, okay, actually follow your DNF goal. Like if you are not enjoying a book, DNF it. Number 60, The Year of Magical Thinking. I thought this book was going to change my life. My sister thought it was so sad. My sister cried. And I just didn't get that. Number 59, Jillian. It's just about a weird, annoying woman. And I just remember thinking like, this is almost like just too weird and annoying for me. 58, Fruit of the Dead. Honestly, Jillian might even be better than Fruit of the Dead. See, that's where I'm like, they both weren't my fave. So 57, A Novel Love Story. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, so a book that I maybe wouldn't read, I listened to. And I didn't like the other book I read by this author. So I'm like, okay, let's just see what this new hype is about. Like, let's jump on with the romance girlies. Because I'm not the biggest romance girly. I'm very much lit fic, coming of age, memoirs, thrillers, psychological. I'm not much of a romance girly because I find a lot of them very, very, very cheesy. Okay, so that's 57. Number 56 is the other book by this author, The 7-Year Slip. Oh my god, reading this for my book club in February almost took a few years off my life. Took 7 years off my life, literally. Number 55, The Whisper Man. Just another typical, like, whodunit, detective. And I'm just like, those kind of thrillers just aren't for me, I don't think. Like a detective, a domestic thriller. I wouldn't say they're my fave. Number 54, A Good Happy Girl. I just found it very weird. And people love this book too. Not for me. Number 53, The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I think that's the last. No, I think I read Brain Damage after. I don't know. I'm boycotting her at the moment. Maybe I'll change my mind because the boyfriend just came in the mail. I didn't ask for it, but it's there. Number 52, Incidents Around the House. Oh my gosh, the amount of book talkers and just people, readers in general, who raved about this book. You guys, what? This wasn't scary, this was bizarre. Other mommy crawling around on her hands and knees, okay, maybe. But this was just like, I think a majority of the time my face was like that. Number 51, A Little Life. You guys, I shed maybe like 4 tears. I cried like maybe once. It was just a big trauma dump. It was beautifully written. Number 50, Ripe. And I'm just gonna skip to the next one. Number 49, Bad Fruit. They're so similar, like messy woman vibes, that I don't even know which one is which at this point. Number 48, Never Let Me Go. This is the last book I finished. My book club read it for September. I didn't even finish it for book club, so this is like the first book that I've read for book club that I did not finish on time. Because again, it's one of those books where it's like, this is gonna change my life, and it never did. Number 47, Piglet. I listened to this one. It was like kind of interesting. It was kind of whatever, in my opinion. Number 46, Brain Damage by Frida McFadden. I remember just thinking this one was quite... I actually don't even remember it. 45, The Drowning Woman. A little thriller that I just kind of felt was like twist after twist after twist, where I'm just like, wrap it up now. A little tiny bit better than that one. Number 43 on my list is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I think I'm kind of growing out of her thrillers, just based on the last few I've read, but I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. So Evidence of the Affair is number 42 on my list by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's a very, very short story. I had to read it just to get out of my slump after Notes on Execution. Number 41 is Grey After Dark. This was my book club pick, I think in May, April, June, I don't know, July, I can't remember. It was good, but then I think I found it becoming a bit absurd. Like, it was so good until the end, and it just was like, all of that for this. But it is based on a true story. I wish I would have known that going into it. I wish he would have put a note at the beginning rather than the end for that. Number 40, One Last Shot. Betty wrote this one, and I was lucky enough to get a copy. That's Betty Booklist. You guys, she's an iconic OG book talker. You guys should all know her. I will link her. But that's her debut novel, and she is coming out with another book, Tell Me How You Really Feel. So I'm super excited to get my hands on that, because if she's gonna write a romance, I'm obviously gonna read it. Number 39, What Have You Done by Sherry Lapina. I predicted it. I do not predict books. I predicted it. I literally wrote it down in the book. So there's a copy. I have 2 copies. One of the copies no one can borrow, because I literally wrote, is this what happens? Because I can never predict books. I'm like, if I got this right, I gotta write that down. Number 38, The Bell Jar. I wanted more. I wanted more mental institution than we got. Number 37, If Cats Disappeared from the World. Life Would Be a Horrible, Tragic Place. This was just like a good lesson book. It makes you like think. I liked it. Short. Number 36, Book Lovers. I didn't really like this one by Emily Henry. I don't really even remember what it was about, to be honest. 35, Still Beating. A dark romance. I think it's on the shelf. And it was just like, this is a dark romance? This is so cheesy and corny and cringe. I was like, ew. I didn't like it. Number 34, 100% Match. This was a very short thriller type novel. Very short, like 100-ish pages. So if you need something, but it's disgusting, gross, raunchy, like, you've been warned, but you'll devour it. Number 33, A Man Called Ove. I did enjoy it. I'm actually kind of surprised I put it this far down, but it was good. I did enjoy it, but I have a different fave by him. Number 32, Under Her Care by Lucinda Berry. No one yell at me for only reading one Lucinda Berry book this year when I literally have her new book on my shelf. No one yell at me. I don't know. Number 31, The Housemaid Is Watching. Anything by Freida McFadden you can read in an instant, and it's like, whoa, that just pulled me out of my slump. Like, let's keep going. Does it mean it's good? No. 30, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. It was okay. It wasn't, I thought it was going to be this amazing novel, but it kind of just, it wasn't. It wasn't. Number 29, I love memoirs. I've been on such a memoir kick. Sociopath. I expected so much more. I could hear the narcissism and this sociopath in our narrator's voice, and it made me, I'm like, I don't like you. Number 28, Educated. I think if I would have read it before I've read some of my other faves, like The Glass Castle, I would have liked it a lot more. But like, since I had, I'm like, it's actually super insanely inspiring, but not my fave out of the memoirs I've read, but I still enjoyed it. Number 27, We Used to Live Here. A book talker wreck that I wasn't disappointed by, finally. I think it's becoming a movie with Blake Lively. So I don't know, maybe that'll, I'm interested to see it. Number 26, The Days of Abandonment. This is another one of my sister's faves, messy woman vibes. I actually really did enjoy it. So I didn't read it as fast as I thought I would, and I don't know if that's just because it's not super fast paced. Number 25, Allegedly. Why is this book not more talked about? Number 24, She and Her Cat. I thought this book was adorable. Like, cats are like literally narrating this book. It was beautiful. I love this book. Number 23, Yoke, about two sisters. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so me and my sister sometimes. I love that book too. Messy woman. I love like coming of age messy woman. Number 22, Almond. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. That was a heartbreaking, beautiful story. Number 21, Funny Story. Guys, it's so crazy, but I like Emily Henry now. Again, that just goes to show. I started with Beach Read, hated it. I'm like, okay, another chance. I love, out of the 4 books I've read, I love 2, and 2 are very meh, whatever to me. So, number 20, Hello Beautiful. I didn't think I was gonna love this one as much as I did, because it is slower, but it is amazing. Number 19, The Woman in Me, Britney Spears. This book, this is kind of what kickstarted me into my memoirs this year. Number 17, Remarkably Bright Creatures. I love this book so much. Marcellus, I literally had to get a Jellycat stuffed octopus because of Marcellus and named it Marcellus. However, Cam, the one male character in this book, is annoying AF. He ruined the book for me. Like, this could have been a full 5 stars if we could get rid of Cam, the whiny man-child. Number 16, The Leftover Woman. I really enjoyed this book, although it kind of gave thriller vibes at the end, which wasn't what I was expecting. Number 15, another memoir, A House in the Sky. This one hits close to home because this woman is from Alberta, which is where I'm from. Those ones where it's like, read it because it's kind of going to make you just think more while you're traveling. Number 14, Conversations with Friends. I'm a Sally Rooney girl, except I started to read Beautiful World, Where Are You? And I DNF'd it. I was like, no, I'm good. Number 13, Good Material. I love Dolly Alderton. Even if I don't love it as much, I still love it. Okay. Number 12, 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. So again, another thing, Mona Awad. This book is completely different from Rouge, and I was obsessed with it. Number 11, Down the Drain. Julia Fox's memoir blew me away. Number 10, The Guest by Emma Cline. I love this book. Okay, I love this book. I highly recommend this book. Read it. I'm like getting into all my faves. So number 9, Know My Name by Chanel Miller. I think every woman, every man needs to read this book at some point in their life. It has me thinking and reflecting, and I literally got like an external reaction, like chills, like none other when I heard her victim statement. Like, she narrates it, you can hear the emotion in her voice. It was heart-wrenching. Beartown. I see another one where it's like this author, like, there's some books I'm like, meh, there's some books I hated, and I freaking love Beartown. I think everyone should read this one too. I can't wait to read the sequels. Number 7, Interesting Facts About Space. Emily Austen never lets me down. I love her. I'm currently reading If We Were Rats. I think that's, yeah. Anyways, she never misses. Number 6, Men Have Called Her Crazy, another memoir. I don't get the controversy with this book. It's so good. I feel like there's a theme here in the books I'm reading. Okay. Number 5, The Sound of Gravel. Another memoir. Again, like this is like it was a very much educated vibes, but they're a polygamous family. Number 4, I Who Have Never Known Men. This is nothing like you'll ever read before. Like, but again, if you don't want your brain to be like, what just happened, then maybe it's not for you. Number 3, Happy Place. I know, who is she liking? Number 3 is a romance novel. Number 2 is The Butterfly Garden. I really enjoyed this book. And number 1, If You Tell by Greg Olson. I don't even know if this should be number 1. It's so hard to rate this one because it was so disgusting, disturbing. Like, I was actually ill after reading this one, but it was so, like, I wouldn't want to read it again, but like it's etched into my brain forever. And that is my list. I hope I didn't go too fast, or like, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place, but I kind of was just going off based how I was feeling and where my heart was at with these books. Like, it's crazy that some books, like, they just stick with you, and some it's like, I don't even remember what happened. Thank you for watching. I am so excited to be back in the booktube world. I do an ultimate thriller list. Follow me on Goodreads, my book stuff, my book talk. Bye guys.